I'm Robb Armstrong, nationally syndicated cartoonist, creator of the comic strip JumpStart. I'm also an author, an artist, and public speaker. And welcome to the debut episode of This is Fearless on emPOWERME.tv. Art is my life and has been since I was a little kid. It's ultimately what's got me through lots of challenges in my life. And here on This is Fearless, we'll talk about art serving to help heal. We'll sit down with other artists who share this journey of ups and downs and adversity, and we even create some art together at the end of the show. Now, my show often pulls inspiration from my memoir, Fearless, A Cartoonist's Guide to Life, Amazon.com. I wrote this book to guide you through life's pitfalls, which is inevitable. It's okay to go through hardships. If they slow you down, that's fine. Sometimes we do need to slow down. Adversity, however, is not in your path to stop you. Your purpose and mine, simply too important for that. I believe adversity gets a bad rap, quite frankly. Success without adversity can hurt you. Adversity exists to strengthen you and mold your character and your empathy. To achieve more than you are ready for doesn't do anybody any good. My art, the comic strip JumpStart, has always helped me find my way through dark times. Art has that power. Creative expression and release can inspire one to find a way out of, through, or above adversity. Now, let's head over to talk with today's guest, who knows the importance of adversity, the impact on his reality, and choosing that to experience and strengthen his art. He's a wonderful actor. He's a hilarious comedian. He's been my loving mentor, and he's my good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Davidson. Tommy.
Nice. Nice to be here, man.
Oh, man,
Nice
I'm so thrilled, man. My debut episode, inaugural. Listen, I want to talk about how you started in life, not how you started in your career.
You sure?
Upbringing. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I want to hear about how you started out in life.
I actually was abandoned as an infant. And the woman who became my mom, or who is my mom, just happened to be right there at that time.
Abandoned where?
I was born in Greenville, Mississippi.
Okay.
During the Civil Rights Movement. And my mom, who is white, and my family, who is white, was down in Mississippi helping with the Civil Rights Movement. And
wow.
She knew my birth mom. So once she finished that project, she left, but then they came back to visit, and my birth mom was gone. And they said she took her children and left, but I think she left her youngest child at such and such a house. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she went to that house, and that house had kids doing drugs, and she was like, I gotta get out of here, you know? And so when she walked out, something told her to look behind this tire with all this trash. And when she looked behind the tire, she
behind
saw...
a tire in an alley or something?
No, it was on the side of the house, just a pile of trash, but the tire was in it.
Oh my goodness.
And she looked under the tire and saw my foot.
Wow.
Yeah, and she pulled the stuff away, and there I was. And ironically, I had a torn T-shirt on that said, I will be president in 20, and then the rest was blank. That was kind of prophetic, you know?
Very, very prophetic.
Yeah. So moving from there to Fort Collins, Colorado, and to Laramie, Wyoming, I grew up in the Midwest up until I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
You know, so here I am, didn't know I was black yet. You know, I know I have a family that loves me, okay?
Right.
And we moved to Washington, D.C. But ironically, we moved to D.C. about 2 days after Martin Luther King got shot.
Really?
So when we arrived, there was tear gas and tanks going by, and me and my brother and sister didn't know what was going on. My mom said, just get on the floor of the car. You know, and my sister looks like Cindy Brady. You know, you guys might want to Google that. And my brother looked like David Cassidy.
Right,
you know,
like the long hair.
Google both. Here we are in Washington, D.C., and I found out really quick that we were different because we went to the swimming pool to play with the kids, and the black kids beat our ass all the way home. And they were saying white cracker, and they were calling me white cracker lover. You know, and I'm going, what is going on here? You know?
So your experience with racism was reversed.
It was reversed.
Right.
It was reversed.
Right.
If there's such a thing, you know. Racism in this country, it was reversed.
Right.
You know, racism is racism everywhere else, you know. It is an ism and not a wasm. It's always going to be here, you know. So I got home. I'm a 5-year-old kid. They were calling me white cracker lover. They're beating me up. So what does the kid say? You know, I told my mom, you know, what are these white cracker lovers? Why are they calling me that? Because I like graham crackers.
Right.
You know? And I was serious, you know. And so that's when she told me. She said, people who are our color,
meaning white,
I'm not knowing this yet, you know. When people your color don't like us, they call us that.
Wow.
And I said, well, what kind of people am I? She said, you're black. And I said, no, I'm brown, because I learned my colors in the crayons. So brown was me, and then peach was like my sister, you know.
So we go back a little while, and I know what surrounds you, the people who surround you, those other people in your life, multicultural to the nth degree. How do you think such an auspicious beginning has affected? Most people don't know any of that you just said about you, and assume you've been sort of charmed through life. How do you think that beginning, abandoned, I mean, coming up during the civil rights struggle, how did all of that turn into Tommy Davidson?
I just think through I had a big question when I was a kid about color.
Right.
Because then it happened when we went to play with the white kids. And that's the first time I heard the word nigger.
Oh, my goodness.
Because they chased me home. Grown men were chasing me home. I was barely getting in the house. We had to lay on the floor, you know, at night picking peas. Why is my mother doing this? And people were shooting in our house, but we didn't know. She was just trying to create a game for us, you know?
Wow.
And so I went to her, and I said, you know, Mom, who are these niggas? They ain't no good. We better stay away from them.
My goodness.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And she said again, well, when people our color don't like people your color, that's what they call them. And I really didn't like that.
Right.
So I was like, well, wait a second. So we finally moved to an integrated neighborhood, and I was playing, and these big white teenagers started chasing me, and I was used to it by then. And that's a shame that by 6 years old, you're used to that, right?
Right.
And so I was running, and these two black, big old teenagers ran up, and I ran behind them, and I've been black ever since. You know?
I love that.
Black ever since. But growing up in that environment where there were it was multicultural.
Yeah.
You know, and being from a place where I had to decide between love and color, there was no contest.
Love
was
won.
no contest, yeah. Because I knew I was loved.
Yeah.
You know? And so I grew up on both sides. So I'm probably one of the very few people in America that can answer questions for people, because I listen to both sides.
Right.
So I can listen to black people for hours, and in my head I'm going, white people don't think like that.
I see that in your act. I see that in your stage, your stand-up comedy. This kind of reporting on things that people don't know about from the white community, and reporting on what people don't know about women. Do you think that having a difficult life or overcoming this adversity has helped your art in a specific way?
Yeah, it's helped in a specific way, but I don't think I had much to do with it. It had to do with how I came into the world.
Right,
you know?
right.
And so, because my perception was formed with that nucleus, it attracted that to my art.
So if someone is young, they want to be like Tommy Davidson, or they just want to go into stand-up comedy for their own reasons, what kind of advice would you give them?
First of all, never take no for an answer, because no really means not yet.
Right.
You know, work on it and 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 work on it until it makes you sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And for the stand-up comic, stay on the stage. Stay on the stage. Just keep going on the stage. If you got to do 3-4 shows a night for 3 years, you know, that's what worked for me.
Yeah.
And eventually, you're not becoming an artist. An artist is becoming you.
Wow. Our time is up, not completely up, but you've inspired me to draw. I'm going to go over to my set over here and draw some cartoons, man. I want to tell you, for my very first show to be this show with you, my friend, thank you, brother. I appreciate hearing that.
Yeah, man.
Tommy Davidson, you guys. Tommy Davidson. Look for Vacation Creation, his new show. He's on the road. Check him out on the internet. You'll find him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love
Rob.
you, brother.
You my man. Love you.
I'm going to draw the characters from JumpStart. Now, JumpStart is about a family. Family is very important to me, and I'm sure it's important to you, but this family is very important to my readers because they seem like they're real people. That is very deliberate. Joe is a police officer. He is married to a nurse named Marcy. Now, for those of you who draw also, you're cartoonists, I draw very fast. You do not need to draw this quickly. You can take your time if you're just starting out. The reason I'm drawing fast is that my show has a time limit. This is his wife, Marcy. She's a nurse. And Marcy is based on my wife in real life, loosely based on her. She inspires the things Marcy says and the things that Marcy might do. My wife, Crystal. So this is how Marcy looks. Now, my faces and things, they don't change that much. The males, the females, always start the same way. Eyes, nose, mouth. That's an adult. That's an adult. Even a child is the same thing. And I just put the head around it. So this is Sunny. Sunny's loosely based on my daughter in real life, who, believe it or not, is now 24 years old. If Sunny were aging in real time, she'd be about 22 years old. And her brother, Jojo. By the way, JumpStart can be found online at gocomics.com every day, as well as in, believe it or not, about 400 newspapers. So we have twins as well, the babies. And again, I draw eyes, nose, mouth. I just make them smaller for the twins. Just make them a little smaller. And that's it. That's Tommy, and this is her twin brother, Teddy. And this is the family of JumpStart. Family is fearless. I have to sign that. My mother always told me to sign my cartoons. So there you go. That's worth money now. And if you like what we've created today, don't forget to head on over to our Facebook page. This is Fearless Show for a chance to win today's drawing. It was so good to have the amazingly talented Tommy Davidson on the show today. We also want to shout out a fellow comedian, up-and-coming comedian named Katrina Nelson. She's so funny and talented. And if y'all don't know her, then follow her on Twitter and Instagram at Katrina_Nelson. And it was so good to have you watching today. Thanks so much for being here. And make sure you check out Tommy Davidson on the CW, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Now, that's all for today's episode of This is Fearless, where you can stay posted on upcoming shows and exclusive content at emPOWERme.tv. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, emPOWERme.tv. Until next time, I'm Robb Armstrong. Now get out there and make something.